Hey everyone, my name is Meredith Oram. I am a fitness and nutrition consultant at belowthefork.com. I am also a certified group fitness instructor. I'm also a digital marketer. I worked in the agency world for the better part of a decade, but I decided that corporate America was not for me, so I quit, mostly to become a stay-at-home mom, but also because fitness and nutrition was my passion. So now I've merged all those passions together, social media and fitness nutrition, and here I am today. I'm also celiac, so my gluten-free diet really plays a large part into my nutritional recommendations. And then I have some exciting news too. I'm actually going to become a certified health coach. So check that out in the next 6 months. I'll be studying very hard for that certification exam. So anyway, today I wanted to talk about, thanks Jen. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm doing it through ACE Fitness, which is where I have my certification for group fitness. And I really, really love ACE. They're NCCA recognized, so it's a legit certification. And also I really love it. It came even down to, back when I was looking for group fitness, it even came down to how great their website is, and I just feel like they clearly communicate and you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. So let's get on topic. So this topic was inspired today because I saw a couple things on Instagram earlier suggesting that people were doing some serious cleansing, and I'll start right off and say I never use the word cleanse. Traditionally, a cleanse is a starvation diet. It's juicing or severe restriction of calories. So I always use the word detox, and there's a big difference, and I'll let you know why. So with these cleansing diets, now I do have health and fitness qualifications, but I'm not a dietitian, so let me just say that in the beginning, and I'm also not a doctor. So this is mainly opinion, but I think it's based on facts and research that I've done as well, because of course, it's like, oh, well, some people have been very successful in those. And I think people can be successful, but there is also a difference between the individual who needs to lose 100+ pounds and they're just, this is purely for their health. They are morbidly obese, and there's a quick fix needs to be put in place to get them on the track to better health. And then the difference between most people where they're just trying to lose 25 pounds or less. So that's the big difference. Hey Betty, how are you? So anyway, one of the things too that I've and I didn't say this in my introduction, but I'm also a licensed massage therapist, and I normally drop that in my introduction now because I'm not active, so I don't really talk about that much, but that's still a part of me. That's actually what I first did when I quit working in the agency world. So this happened a couple years ago where I had a client on my massage table. I was working on her, and she was taking part in a 40-day cleanse, and she was restricted to 500 calories a day. Now, the typical person should be eating 1,500 and 2,000 calories, and I say that with the caveat that I'm not a calorie counter. I don't believe in counting calories, because the difference between 100 calories worth of avocado versus 100 calories in one of those like junk packets of Nabisco crackers or cookies is two entirely different things, right? So the food that God made, that was provided for us, protein can be hard to get in. And when you're restricting, and that's actually a nice segue, thank you. This client, when she was telling me about this 500 calorie per day for 40 days, this isn't even like a 2-day thing, this is 40 days, that she was eating such small portions of protein because the calorie allowance was so low that she couldn't get it in. And furthermore, with this cleanse, and this is an extreme one, but there's still a variety of cleanses out there that are still falling into the scary red zone where I just want to educate people on why it's scary and it's not healthy for us. During that 40 days, she wasn't allowed to work out either. And it was with the thinking, which kind of sounds intelligent on the surface, like, well, you would burn too many calories and then your body would really go into scary mode, thinking that you're dying, so then it becomes survivor mode. Exactly. So for 40 days, 500 calories, not working out. And one of the worst parts about it was this whole thing was being monitored by a chiropractor. And I thought that was odd, because why would a chiropractor be doing that? I'm a massage therapist, so I'm into the muscles, the chiropractor's into the bones. We work beautifully together. But I thought that was weird, but that's a side note. So when it comes to cleanses and detox, so we all have this awesome organ called the liver, and it cleanses for us. And it takes all the toxins out and gets it out, and that's how we're able to survive. And it takes care of all those things for us. Now, so that's a cleanse is focused on just like flushing out everything, but it's to a scary degree that, did you know that if you severely restrict your calories for a long period of time, you can do major damage to your metabolism and your hormones? And as someone who used to have an eating disorder, I've done some permanent damage that it's taken a long time for me to like feel like I'm back in control of my body working and regulating properly. And that's taken years to recover from. I'm a former dancer, and so ballet and the usual stereotype that goes with that. So that was all happening to me when I was through high school and a little bit in college, and revisited that after my first son was born. But that's a whole other scope. But when we make these drastic changes to our calories and restricting them severely, you can do major damage to your metabolism. So now that's why when you hear yo-yo dieting, that's why people, oh, I lost 10 pounds, but then I gained 20. So you end up like doubling it. So that's a cleanse where it's calorie restriction or it's just juicing. And I also disagree a lot with juicing. It's great to add juice to your diet, but it's in addition of. It's great to have shakes and smoothies, but that's in addition to a regularly, real food diet. It's not just meal replacements. And that's where I kind of put all the cleansing stuff is into that replacement diet. Now, detox. I use the word detox because I think we all have times where we need a detox, especially after Thanksgiving. I ate like it was going out of style. Like you had to roll me out of bed on Friday morning, and I enjoyed myself. I had a wonderful holiday, and it wasn't necessarily that I overeat disgustingly, but I just ate a lot of foods that I don't usually do, pie and cookies, crackers and cheese and too much wine, if I'm being honest. So that's when I say a detox can be wonderful. And that just includes things like we're not talking about calorie restriction at all. We're talking about focusing on whole foods only. So maybe you've heard Whole30 or paleo, where we're taking out sugar and well, I have to take away gluten anyway, but it's getting rid of grains and alcohol and dairy and any food. Wine is hard to give up for a whole month. It is. And I'm someone who does enjoy my glass of red wine, particularly on Friday and Saturday night, a glass or two. It's relaxing, and it's not bad. It's still healthy if you're keeping it within 2 glasses. Yeah, well, good for you. That's wonderful. So then you're sort of like doing an ongoing detox, and that's wonderful. So when I did a Whole30 the entire month of September, and I actually had a bad reaction to it. I know it can go either way. People either think it's amazing or like me, where I did not have a good reaction. I think it was too restrictive for too long, and it started playing into my psychology a little bit too much and was bringing me back to old emotions that I thought I had gotten rid of a long time ago. But that's why when I say detox, I'm saying it in shorter increments. So let's take the example of Thanksgiving again. Maybe for 2 days or 7 days, you're awesome. Good for you. That's awesome. Yeah, I mainly eat paleo, but I believe dairy can be a healthy part of our diet too. So that's kind of where I switch it up. So with the detox, if you're looking for weight loss, then like 2 weeks of that. But then that's as you're transitioning into 80-20 lifestyle. That's what I really believe in. So the majority of the time, you know, we're eating real foods that God made and gave us, and produce and proteins and all that really good whole foods. And then 20% of the time, we're eating whatever we want, because that is what at least helps me maintain a healthy, normal lifestyle, not feeling like I'm isolated, you know, so that during times like Thanksgiving, I can eat my pumpkin pie and not feel guilty for it, because I know that I'm going right back to my normal healthy eating the next day, and that I'm going to kill it in the gym, and it's all good. I love 80-20, and I actually, probably today, if not tomorrow, I'm publishing an ebook. It's very short. It's a guide. It's going to be a freemium on my website. I hope you guys will check it out. But it's all about the 80-20 lifestyle, and it'll go into bigger detail about that period of detox, and it just lays it all, like, you know, the yes, the no, and then like with dairy. So what I allow during my detox program is 1 serving of dairy a day. So you get to choose what you want. So maybe you want, if you're someone who needs to have your milk and your coffee, then that's your serving of dairy for the day. Or if you're someone who's like, well, you know, I'm going to have a taco salad for dinner tonight, and I want some shredded cheese on top of it. I'm at belowthefork.com. Yeah, I hope you'll check me out. And if you can always go to my profile, and the link's in there. And so yeah, that'll be coming out today or tomorrow. I'm really excited about it. It's my first sort of foray into ebook, and it's short and sweet. I could have elaborated a lot more, but I just wanted to get something out there that was free, and I thought that was a nice way to introduce myself to the ebook and author world. But if it goes well, then it's something I definitely want to do, because I really enjoyed writing it. I've just had some issues with, I'm using, I'm getting off topic, but I'm using iBook through Apple for the formatting, and I'm just having like trouble with it getting a decent preview so I can see what it actually looks like, because I'm all happy with the content, but I'm not sure about the formatting yet. So, but that's another thing. So anyway, yes, that'll be all about detoxing and then transitioning into the 80-20 lifestyle, because I think that is a better way to go about it than these extreme cleanses or like Whole30, where I see it time and time again. And I know there are so many amazing testimonials, so I don't want to downplay how life-changing those programs can. And actually, when I'm saying this, I'm talking about Whole30 now. The cleansing is never a good thing. Never a good thing. So let me put that straight. So right now I'm talking about Whole30. I don't want to downplay how those can be amazing life-changing programs. But for other people like myself, and the stories that aren't often told, is people do awesome for 30 days, and then day 31, they add more food. 32, they add a little bit more, and then by 34, they're like eating worse than they ever did. And that's what happened to me. I was eating worse the month of October than I had in the 6 months prior. And it was just a psychological mess in my head, because once again, food was being introduced to me as be guilty for this, feel bad for eating this. So I think that's an extreme level. So I hope the program that I've come up with, it certainly does take a big page of inspiration from paleo and Whole30, but I think it's just a little bit more realistic to our normal lives. And I think when we take it in smaller increments, and then can do it whenever too. So maybe you just, I use the example of Thanksgiving, but maybe just this weekend, maybe it was your birthday, maybe not even an event, you just had a wonderful time, and you ate pizza and wings or something because the Patriots lost to the Eagles. And so then you ate more pizza because you felt bad that the Eagles won. Eagles of all teams, but that's another story. And so now you just want to get back on track. So taking today and tomorrow and having your little detox before transitioning back into your 80-20. I know. Well, so it's funny because I am from New England. I'm originally from New Hampshire, but I live in Philadelphia. So I'm in this weird, like, well, Dunkin' Donuts, I get free coffee today because the Eagles won, but it's like, oh, in my heart, the Patriots, like, that stunk. And so, yeah. But at least around me, like my dad too, it's one of the, like, Eagles and Patriots, that's his two teams, so it's not as awful with the loss, because at least they can support on the other side, right? So anyway, that's my little scope for today. the big take-home point is just please really, really be cautious of these cleanses. And I'm sure you're going to get sold to on so many of them with January coming up. And sure, I will recap real quick. That's kind of what I'm getting into. So what I was talking about is how there's this huge difference between a cleanse and a detox. And a cleanse is typically a very huge calorie restriction. I used the example of a client I had who was in the middle of a 40-day cleanse where her calories were restricted to 500 calories and she wasn't allowed to work out, and that was insane to me. And I truly feel that if you're going to such extremes at the beginning, how can you expect yourself to not be resentful at the end? How can you maintain your new weight when you've just put your body and yourself through hell? So I believe way strongly in a detox, which, as I was saying, I'm publishing an ebook today or tomorrow called Love Yourself Towards Healthy. That's the mantra at belowthefork.com, where I'm the founder and the blogger and the mastermind behind it. Because you need to love yourself towards healthy. You can't hate yourself towards skinny. You can't put yourself through hell to achieve a number on a scale. That's not how we get to healthy. So my type of detox, as I was saying, it is in my ebook that is coming out today or tomorrow. So go to belowthefork.com by tomorrow or the next day, and it'll be a freemium for you to download. And that is where I outline my whole detox. And you can do it in a 2-day increment. You can do it in a 7. For weight loss, you can do it 14. But then it's transitioning you into the 80-20 lifestyle, which is a much more realistic way to maintain a very healthy lifestyle without feeling restricted, resentment, or getting those negative psychological issues that can happen with food. So no guilt. Food is fuel, and it's just changing your definition of what food actually is, because that's realistic and that's healthy. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Again, my name is Meredith Oram. I'm a fitness and nutrition wow, blah, blah, blah. My name is Meredith Oram. I'm a fitness nutrition consultant. Oh my goodness, I can't talk today. At belowthefork.com. You guys can find me on Instagram at belowthefork, and I am on Twitter at Ms. Mare Oram. And if you have any questions at all, you can email me at msmareoram@belowthefork.com, or just go to belowthefork.com, and I have a little contact section, and you guys can reach me out there. So thank you so much for joining. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you later. Thank you so much.